Well, hello everybody, and welcome back as promised to more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney on the Nintendo DS. I hope all of you are doing well. And the reason, of course, for this extra stream that is a little bit impromptu is because our goal is to beat this game by Monday. I don't know how long case 5 is supposed to be compared to the other cases. I'm assuming it's going to be at least comparable in size to 3 and 4. I see no reason it would be a ton shorter. I think it would be at or above the size. But my hope is with a couple of hours today, and then however much time I'm going to take on Monday, we can finish the game before I head off to DC. I did get my Lunar pre-order in very, very early this morning. I actually tried to see, I was refreshing pretty late. I was up pretty late last night trying to refresh to see if it were going to populate on Amazon. And I just gave up and I went to bed at like 1 a.m. And I don't know when they ultimately put up copies, but I ended up pre-ordering it. And I heard from Alex that there were production problems, and I guess I was lucky I got my order in when I did. It's almost like allowing for pre-orders to gauge a certain amount of interest might avoid situations where you run out of product. I don't know. I feel like if you're going to offer physical media, you should probably gauge your interest in said physical media before just haphazardly throwing it on a website. I don't know. But it is ordered. It'll probably arrive. My hope is on Wednesday. It's already shipped, which I'm happy to see if it be okay. You know what? And it still is present in classic mode, but and no working designs patch. Did they voice it? Did they have the voice for it though? Did the person who is voicing Ruby have a voice line for it, or uh, did they just not say anything? I'm assuming they must have voiced it because I was actually wondering that myself, but I didn't order a digital copy. I have to wait for the physical. So sad. I did look at the trophy list. Very sad that there's no trophy. Trophy. Where's the toffee? That there's no trophy tied to winning the forest fight in Lunar One without getting help or defeating Mel at the beginning. Kind of strange. Would have thought that would have been added, but they did have one for killing the Shiro, which I knew they would. That made sense to me. All the bromides, of course, and I won't spoil the others, but I mean they're kind of what I expected. So, oh, okay, interesting. So they avoided the issue entirely in the remaster. So it's not just aesthetic and text changes. They actually got rid of the soft lock itself. Huh. Ruby, the soft the soft lock is there, and Ruby will not kill it. Oh, even worse. Okay, I see. Interesting. But that's weird because the complete version of the PS1 would have patched it. So is the classic edition Sega CD? Or is it how would it or is it like one that didn't patch it? That's so weird. That's so strange if it's the complete version but it doesn't have a patch to it. But in any event, thank you for the update. I am going to be playing that game. For those who do not know, when I come back from Washington, D.C., um, and I mean, it'll already have been like 11 days past this game's actual release by the time I'm going to be touching it. I'm going to be streaming 6 days a week. There's going to be 4 days of Lunar and 2 days for whatever the redeem game is that other people have been graciously donating their blobberts for me to play. And so it'll be Bravely Default and 4 days of Lunar. I have to do it. But it won't. But once Lunar's finished, I'll go back down to my 2 and 2 schedule. But I'm gonna have to increase the number of days I stream. There's just like no way around it. Because I have three Cosmic Fantasies that have dumped on my lap. I have Fuga 3 coming out. That's gonna be a full game in and of itself that I have to platinum also. And then there's gonna be Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4, which are also going to be have to play those immediately, or basically have to delete the internet. So anyway, oh, I didn't know about that. Now that I did not know about. But I am curious about whether they got rid of the codes for Cosmic Fantasy 3 that I saw on the cutting room floor. I'm assuming they did. Anyway, let's get my capture card plugged in. There we go. And action. Oh, it's the Japanese PS1. Now that I did not know. So we are in court. 9:34 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes, a defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Yeah, I did kind of notice the trend that everybody we were defending and getting to be declared not guilty was in fact not guilty in the end. And I was wondering if they're going to throw us a curveball of defending somebody who was actually guilty and how we were going to handle that. I don't know, but I guess there just either wasn't time or wasn't interest in exploring that avenue, and I get it. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia, but there is one decisive difference between you and her. You're alive, and that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there, so I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. February 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. I haven't been in court since Edgeworth's trial. It's been a while now. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot and in my damn car. What a jerk. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough of Queen? Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Ho-ho, caviar, I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Let me get my notepad up from the other day and read from it. We know February 21st at 5:15 p.m. was the murder. Edgeworth arrived at 5:12 with his stupid red car that got immediately bled in like 3 minutes later. What a jerk, idiot Dodo. 30 minutes to get to the department by taxi. We went to the police station ourselves. I don't know why that matters, but I jotted it down just in case that was relevant somehow. We saw a note that said 6 to 7S 12-2 Goodman, who was the name of the person who was dead and we had the idea of. And Emma's phone rang after the murder, and that was when the call was placed. So that's all I wrote. That's literally it. Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was the first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? Aha! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? We got. Let's see, there's the cell phone, victim's note. We got the autopsy report. I never looked at it. Death due to loss of blood. One knife wound. Died within an hour and a half of 4. So one knife wound. I'm going to write down one knife. I mean, obviously, I can check my inventory to see this, but at least getting it into my brain by just saying it out loud and writing it down. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Within uh, 1.5 hours of 4 p.m. So that's really vague. Just who is this lady? And we have the Blue Badger panel, which doesn't seem to matter. We have the enter the lot at 5:12, which we already acknowledged. All right, let's go. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of my throat's getting kind of congested today. I apologize. I'm having to pause and drink water so much. If I may have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes. The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drive the body out. So they're saying the murder happened in this location, which means it absolutely positively could not have happened here. Just like the last couple of cases, it must have been somewhere else. Somehow he unknowingly transported a body, and I don't know. And then we used the metal detector and we win. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Floor plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? She's gonna say yes, because she told us that before yesterday. The fact, oh yeah, remember that faucet that was dividing, that we commented on in that scene? It's directly blocking the car. So the security room and telephone. So she's going to say she came out of the security room and saw something, or she was at the telephone and she saw something, and we're going to have to contradict that. Probably. Did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr. Wait, are they talking about me? Alright, here's the account, which we just heard, but we're gonna have to press. Always knew a day like this would come. Oh, that wasn't? Her going over the floor plan wasn't the testimony? Okay, sorry, I thought I was cross-examining that. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. Lunchbox? Awfully late to be delivering lunch. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective instincts working? Then through a wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Wire fence? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. I'm going to write down that detail. Although, we don't have any mentions of fingerprints, do we? Right, no prints. No prints. Then she thrust the pointed tip into the knife. The pointed tip of the knife into Dr. Goodsman's chest. Doesn't say where the knife wound is. I guess it's the chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching. As you can see, there was no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. All right. I am ready. I am ready to crush. So, the wire fence makes no sense, because she would not have been able to see the trunk. That's the part I think you have to impeach with the floor plan. But I want to see if I can press other things. Always knew a day like this would come. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend at 4 o'clock. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunch, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot in A block, but you can't see. You can't see. There's no wire fence. So that's the impeach, but I still want to talk to her. It's up on the second level, so you can see. Oh, shoot! It's second level? No! No! Not the second level. Why did it have to have 2 levels? I feel like I still have to. I'm still gonna impeach with the map though. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the car. Oh, okay, well then, yeah, you lose. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective instincts working. You sensed something, so you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's instincts, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodwin, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. I, of course, am hard, yellowed, sharp as a tack. I bet you stink, too. In any case, there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Then, through a wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garage car. Let me press her before I go ahead and present. By garage car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth's. Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth, wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you were sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always complain. Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms, ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie. Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. Yeah, I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chew on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism? I may be relegated to the lowly position of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Okay. A photograph, you took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. This is my first time seeing this photograph. You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Crime photo added to the court record. Is there a timestamp on this photo? That's the big thing. Uh-oh. That is unmistakably Lana Skye. There has to be something. Oh, I can't turn the photo or do anything else. So there's a solid wall in the background. I'm glad I pressed first. Jeez. Is there anything in her hand? There's blood on her. If you look at her top right shoulder, you can't really make out her right arm. Like her hand is, it might be doing one of those little things where you kind of tuck your hand inside the jacket. Interesting. Very interesting. So what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Except in the photo she... Oh, are we... But she didn't in the photo? Am I supposed to impeach with the photo? Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 10 centimeters long. Well, this isn't going to have that description. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg, I mean a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointed tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. I mean, I still think I either have to impeach with the photo or with the chain link fence. But there's no, the photo doesn't show clear evidence of Goodman in it at all. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see, so it wasn't the moment. But she doesn't have a knife in her hand. Because the next moment would have been it. Okay, so I have to impeach with the photo when she says the knife was in her right hand. Right then and there. It's not the fence. I have to give up on the fence angle right now. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is it my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calm. Don't smile like that. Okay. So, when she says holding a knife in her right hand, I'm going to present the photo. I'm not going to worry about the position and Mr. Hammond yet. I'm sure that time will come. It's an argument I can make, but not the best one. And I think I need to focus on the best one. Present. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Guy stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear to my finest salmon and swirls lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Guy not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. Let's be a little more careful with our evidence, shall we? It is you that needs to be more careful, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. Objection! How can you tell that? It's because of the blood. Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stain on the chief prosecutor's coat? It's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Yep, this is the final case. This is part 5. This is case 5 arc. So final one. I'm just making a little bit more progress from yesterday, if I can. We'll see. Got a better idea. I have to press it. I can't. I have no other leads. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony, namely that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Yes, this is the case that wasn't on the GBA. This is DS exclusive from what I hear. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Damn. Damn. I don't know how to get out of this yet. Warg! Those gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. Okay, we gotta get her from this. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. It's only if... Okay, that's it? That's the only thing we're gonna add. I mean, that's not... That's a... I mean, my opinion is that's an awful lot of... Like, you have to know exactly when Miles is gonna arrive. You have to have access to his knife. You have to have access to his car. I mean, there's a lot of hand-waving to make that claim. I just don't know if I have anything I can really... Also, I mean, I don't know what the memo means. .518 on the day of the murder. I don't know why that would help. Well... Where do I begin? I mean, I can go back to the part about seeing. Wait, okay, so now the knife into the chest comment is gone, so me pointing that out with the photo doesn't matter, or the chain link fence. I just need to pick something. I mean, at this point, I need to pick something. It's been too long, me just standing here. Rubber gloves prove it. In front of a security office, though? I mean, I feel like I have to present the floor plan, but I don't know how that's going to help. The answer is it doesn't. Yeah, I think, do I have to present the... Do we need to present this ticket stub, like, showing that it's impossible for it to be premeditated because of the arrival time? And the answer is no. Is it the phone? I don't know why it'd be the phone. I mean, it was made 3 minutes... Oh! No, never mind. It's not the phone. Well, I'm gonna have to close the game. I don't know what they're wanting me to pick at here. This one, I'm stumped. Murder was at 5:15. Yeah, so we're back here at the, okay, so we need to save after she adds it to the testimony. So we saved right before. I mean, is it the autopsy report? It's not, I mean... Do I just have to show the photo again? No. Well, we may be here for a while, I'm sorry. I am truly and utterly not seeing anything. I thought I took pretty careful notes, but I'm not really picking up what they're dropping. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. Oh, they wanted me to know, okay, because the murder weapon was in the car and we didn't know the car was going to be here until... Okay, so I was right, but, like, forgetting the fact that the knife was in the car because the stream was yesterday, because I forgot that detail. I didn't write it down. I thought she had the knife on her. I forgot where the knife came from. My bad. I didn't know, otherwise I would have impeached using the knife. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh. The knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Warg. Order, order, order. Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Yeah, no, I mean, I completely and utterly forgot the knife was in the car, so I know that was mentioned last stream. Yes, exactly. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned, not over such trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution needs to prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now? But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If she wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. Right, we knew about the call. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Well, I don't even need to press you now. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I order pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Angel's deduction. Well, I need to make up for all the time I lost, not remembering that the knife was in the car. Says Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Objection! You say she stabbed him again and again? Yes, in the exact same spot. It fit perfectly every time, in the one stab wound. You won't believe it, it's amazing. But you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. Whoa, just in time for Deltarune. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right! Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk, he's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. So she's saying that the first time she brought it up was not the stab, but the again and again was the second stab? And that was the first and only stab? Not very premeditated. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Now tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Her red muffler? I'm gonna have to... I don't know what a muffler is. I apologize. Gotta look this up. I actually do not know what article of clothing a muffler is. Oh, it's like a little scarf thing. I mean, is she wearing that in the photo? I can't tell if she's wearing it in the photo. Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. She's right. Oh, that? That's a muffler? Hold on a minute. She wasn't wearing it in the photo. Yeah, she wasn't wearing it. Okay. Well, get impeached. But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. A judge with a bib? That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a short wick would burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Red muffler. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? Oh, he's doing it again. He's taking all of our thunder. The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any time when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself. With this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a shoe professional could be so clueless. I'm sure you'll make a good lunch lady, have no fear. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection, chopped liver? But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, now back to business. What? Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Okay, apprehending the suspect. I am ready. After the murder, the suspect is detected to run behind a partition off to her side. Okay. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Wrong, because she made a phone call. But go ahead. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Mentioned muffler, got it. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star resistance is futile. Okay, I'm gonna present the phone. You are quite determined about the scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Attorney Wright gets bitten by a snake. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. The one that weighed as much as a person that we commented on? Knocked my hands aside. Hold on a minute. knocked hands aside, kicked oil drum. Oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rower. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you will. I think I know what to cross-examine, but the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side, but I just want to press. Because last time we held off, we got another photo, so let's hold off. Because we can present everything that could possibly be right and get wrong if we don't wait. So where's this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? I quickly caught her, explained the rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. So let's detail that a little bit more, really pin her down. You say quickly, were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details? Press. I'd like to see you on this floor plan just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked on B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you? I went over it, of course. Amazing, the Cough of Queen, Lunch Lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. How come a Sky didn't get away? Mentioned the muffler, hold it. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one. Okay, so it is the car muffler. It's gonna be a car muffler. So what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Damn it, I can't impeach her with that. So, I'm glad I didn't try. Phone. You mean this cell phone? By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately, my memory, it's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. No, it's okay. I would have instinctively thought, it's the other muffler. I wouldn't have thought of that kind. I would have thought the car. I would have thought it was going to be like a subversion of expectation type of a thing. I would have still come to that conclusion even if he hadn't said anything. Okay, there's no way she could have seen that, so I need to impeach that. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone? Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony so I can impeach it. That's right. You tell him. You tell her. Things they do to please this rookie defense attorney. Cell phone update in the court record. In what way? So, hold on. I'm gonna impeach her with the floor plan. Objection! I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye. Objection! The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were at B block, you couldn't have seen it. What? Why? Order, order. What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counter-attack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. Oh, all right. I'm not sure what I haven't explicitly spelled out already. The witness lied about what she saw, where she saw it, the order of events. Give me 1 second. I don't think she's wrong about what she saw. Where she saw it, she's definitely lying about. She tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. It would be pointless for her to lie about it. Pointless to lie? I see. The witness did actually see Miss Guy using the emergency phone. In other words, Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? In the security booth. That's the only way. All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. She was in the trunk! Surprise! Let's see. Security room. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second level so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. But not the trunk. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime in back of the partition was here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room. Yes, I remembered that. Well, Miss Starr? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned the day a man has gotten the better of Angel Starr. Order, order, witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. I think the real question is who took the damn photo, if it wasn't her. Was it the security guard then? Because that still leaves that question. There's the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station, but she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? Angle of view to the crime, distance to the crime. The lighting? I don't know if the lighting matters. Distance to the crime, would distance to the crime matter? I don't think it would. I don't think it's material, like whether she was 30 feet or otherwise isn't. Angle of the view. Yeah, distance to the crime wouldn't be material. Difference in lighting wouldn't be material. Angle, the only thing that's material must have been the angle. Why the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have sort of more of a 3D view of the crime. And this is important. Why? Oh, really? Damn. Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. I mean, the distance... But I mean... It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance... Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Okay. I guess... Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Guy? Well, witness? You. Yes. You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He was in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. I'm still sour about the photo. I don't know how that matters. Crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. Yeah, I mean, true. That is very true. A lot of people are guilty of that. Running towards the scene, but the door was locked, so I couldn't open it. So she had to run and take a picture in B block? That's why I had to go through that visitor's parking in B block. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. That's where I impeached with the phone. Five minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do we have any evidence to stop this? 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with the 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of this crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Y yeah. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. She has a grudge against the defendant and there is a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Hold it! Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the ones you tried to foist off on me. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about the decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Decisive evidence. Here we go. That's fine. Say whatever you want. Hopefully I'll be able to refute it in a couple of seconds. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? No, you didn't. 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. Victim. And the other was the defendant, Miss Lana Sky's blood. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was a blood found in that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Every day is great at your Juness. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've ever heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You should know the 2 rules of evidence law, Miss Starr. We're following them now? It is a DS-only chapter, so I guess maybe. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I'm pretty sure the police department hasn't approved my metal detector or like anything else I've shown. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, the shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. Well, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Okay. Victim's shoe added to this court record. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. I want to cross-examine the shoe. White enamel shoe bears traces of bloods from Goodman and Lana Sky. Check the shoe. Ah, there's blood here too. On the sole of the shoe? It's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood. It's horrible. This blood might be an important clue. Very odd. Okay, so either blood. So it's on the sole of the shoe? I mean, assuming she was correct about the barrel being kicked, that could have had the blood in it. I'll cross-examine. Fine. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you'll need to use every trick in the book. Yeah, it's very true that the defense is usually mad that we didn't get evidence. Prosecutors, usually not so much. This when the suspect is admitting she did it? False testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. And now to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? No, you didn't. And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. So you brought it to the forensics department? If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Makes sense. After all, a man was stabbed here. It wouldn't make sense for it to be on the sole. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman? As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. And the other was the defendant, Miss Lanoskai's blood. But where can I put the objection? I only have 2 exclamation points left. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the victim with a blood test. And you claim to know something about blood tests, rookie? Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was performed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, if you combine all the various blood tests, there are millions of types. It's practically impossible to narrow a blood sample down to one person. Or so I hear. Millions of types? If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone else but Miss Lanoskai's. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. That's the impeach line. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some, like your client, she's in enough hot water to make a whole batch of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or do you not have a problem with the shoe? A problem? This is critical. What's wrong with the victim's shoe? There's a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with the evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Give me a minute and I'll tell you. Show us the problem with the evidence. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or you'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense, the victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of a shoe? There was only traces of blood. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. If there were bloody prints, they would have been found. We checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order. Well, witness? What? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Okay, so people can hear her snide comments and things every now and then, but just choose not to comment on it? Okay. Think, Mr. Wright. Think. Why there wasn't a footprint? Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint of the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman, Rower. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't... Oh, okay, it's to clear up the footprints. That's the reason he's saying it. So, yeah. We're going to be stuck with this witness forever. I better get some more water. Be right back, everybody. So, give me a second. And I shall return. My goodness, I don't even know if we're going to be able to beat the game on Monday at this rate. Now, what are we gonna do to get out of this jam? And thank you for hydrating me, Bear Kidney. You don't mean. Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drummer for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Ah, that ties things up quite nicely. Bloodstains left from the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? It's my sister's blood on the shoe. That's when it happened? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please. What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Hold it! Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid the evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox, a lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. You've reached your verdict, Your Honor. Any further comments will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this! Another photograph! We still don't know who took the... Oh, actually we do know, because she said she went around and took it. Jesus. Oh yeah, I forgot I had this. A photograph. So, another shoe. Oh man. I can't tell what I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm assuming this would have been after the water was knocked over. Presumably. I had this just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. That's gonna leave a mark. Yes, welcome, Tay. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. I hope you're doing well. Were you able to go out and have your hangout? Erasing that last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. Heart of the law, guide me. I'm sorry, Mia. Oh, well, okay. Hope you had a good dinner. Oh, your friend is going to Japan. You got him a few goodies to help him. He wanted a stamp rally book. Oh, that's awesome. I haven't done a stump rally. I haven't done that either. I haven't done a stamp rally in I can't tell you how many years. I did it in, I think, Williams Lake in Rosendale, New York. That was the last time. But I haven't done anything like that since. Right. Wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. You don't know that. She could have another somewhere. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Get I had to have my verdicts in peace anymore? I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it. Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. I mean, is it the fact that the water's on the ground, and are we presuming that it would have flushed a torrent of water to wipe off the shoe? I mean, does the shoe matter? Because it could have been the other shoe that was used for evidence. The guy's got two of them. I'm not picking up what they're dropping down at all. Well, it's probably here, don't you think? It's not. As your elder, Mr. Wright, let me give you a piece of advice. When you point at something, at least remember to keep your eyes open. I believe he's trying to say that no one's falling for your bluffs, Mr. Wright. Open your eyes, Mr. Wright. Think scientifically. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a shake. Okay, so I can get, I guess, unlimited tries. So the reflection's weird in that it's not showing. I was pointing to the shoe, but do I need to point to the reflection? Is that the problem? Because it doesn't show the bloodstain? Okay, apparently not. Think scientifically? Oh, the water not being here? No, that's not it either. I mean, I keep thinking it's supposed to be related to the water, but the thing that's bothering me, that has nothing to do with the water, is the guy's not grabbing or clutching his chest, like having been just stabbed and bleeding out. His arm is to the side. But I don't think that has anything to do with anything. I mean, it does look like there's something in the tailpipe. No, I noticed that. I'm like, what the heck is that? Yeah, I'm like, that's weird, but I don't know what that is. I guess I could do that. The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? Yeah, I was looking at that and I'm like, that's kind of weird, but I just didn't know what that was. What is this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf or any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? A muffler and a muffler! Oh my god! The murderer has a sense of humor! So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think the piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that? Actually, I don't feel well at all. I have this pounding headache. No, I mean, what do you think about the... I'm afraid the reason for that headache is you, Mr. Wright. The cloth was found in the car's muffler, right? Muffler. Where have I heard that word recently? Muffler. Let's hear what Mr. Wright had us on his mind. Tell us why you think the piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Well, I was showing the photo with her without a muffler, but I guess we're gonna have... Okay, they want me to actually present the phone call where she said muffler. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Yes, where I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Yarg. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh, whoa. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew. That was close. We were down to our last exclamation point. It was pretty close. But we made it, at least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? To be continued. So part 1 is done. I want to try to make a little bit of progress with part 2. And then we will, at that point, have to get off. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface? But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Blabbert! Pretty much. Except today, we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth. It's not like the defendant is dead. Like, they're right there. You can ask them what the cloth is. But no, we're gonna suspend the proceeding. Sure, whatever. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. I did order Lunar. I actually ordered it this morning. I actually stayed up late until like 1 a.m. just to see if they'd like put it on Amazon. They didn't, so I went to bed. And I woke up around like 6:20. Not the best sleep, but I ordered it. I was on Amazon when I woke up, placed the order immediately. It's shipping. It's already shipped. I just have to wait for it to arrive. And then I heard they were having production issues because they underestimated the demand, which is kind of why you need to have pre-orders ahead of time for physical editions, so that way you don't have to worry about running out of inventory. That's my impression. Like, if you're going to do a physical edition and not just have it be a token thing, probably should gauge interest. I don't know. But in any event, thankfully I got it before they ran out of stock. I don't know if they've actually went back and put more on Amazon or not, but was hearing they were selling out of the PS4 versions at minimum. Officer Marshall, thought I'd come and take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the place locked down tighter than a fourth enemy territory. What is going on over there anyway? How did he bring that into court? It's just like nothing matters. All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. It just like everything, just says absolutely everything. You don't say. Now don't that just be it all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth's seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns, and sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee. And so now I guess we're going back in court, because it was only a 30-minute recess. So this is technically still day one then, right? Does that mean we still have one life? We might still have one life. This might be terrible. We'll see how this goes. Oh, it's day two. Sure. That was a long 30 minutes. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable! It seems the prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock, knock. Who's there? What's with this guy? It's from the GIF I saw in the in Joe's server. I don't know who this person is yet. What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. What kind of tie is this? Like, what is that tie? Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you. The Cough-Up King! Oh, heh. Sorry, I'm late. Ugdy! The roads are patched. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Udgy? How you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, smizzy. Udgy, my boy, you have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly! Little worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. I just like the pregnant pauses. Name's Gant, Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? 2 years. That time frame just keeps coming up. Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. It's the muffler. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. The muffler and the muffler while eating a muffaletta. Unbelievable. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, this guy really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
Objection!
Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth? How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature. Miles Edgeworth? That's no fair. The day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. Oh, they thought the game had frozen. No, that is kind of funny though. I like how he's playing with his hair. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. Yeah, I mean, I do like the juxtaposition of like the pauses. It's just very different than anything we've seen so far. It's better than the person that was falling asleep, chapter 4. The Yamayugi or whatever his name was. I can't remember his name. I kept calling him Yamayugi because I can't remember. Gah. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at this blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes. Well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Cut one's finger. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Hands are off. Yeah, Yamayugi. It's Yamayugi. Just Yamayugi. Easy to remember. Okay. Oh, there's two things. Let's examine this. There's a small tag on this knife. It seems to say SL92. Oh, so this is from... That was also on the note. What does that mean? Well, I've heard something similar. DL6 of DL6 incident fame. But it's strange. Huh? What is? I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this or letters that look a lot like this somehow. I am floundering so badly at this. Wah! Don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade life split. This is a tongue twister, apparently. Switchblade knife added to the court record. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but I could ask you, could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sure, sure thing, not a problem, not even a little one, really. Department in disorder. Like, what, what is there to possibly impeach? Like, what, am I even gonna do anything here? I mean, I must. How many, I need to know how many exclamation points I have. I wonder if I have 5 again. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Well, I can. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. Now, okay, okay, so we can force him by presenting the note. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order, order, order. Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places? The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I can't believe our defendant killed both of them at the same time, with 2 different knives. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Department in disorder. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. And you'll probably stick to it. Excuse me? Special? Mm-hmm. Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now, not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something, a muffler. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. I'll present in a moment, but I want to press here. This knife was found on the scene of the crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine the knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. So how are things down at the department? That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in shape to do an investigation. I don't care. I only care about this murder. Objection! Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Ah, an honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from the judge? This is great. Look at this tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7S 12-2? Your Honor, it's upside down. Oh, I didn't know it was upside down. I mean, if I could rotate it, I probably would have noticed it. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. Oh, SL9. Oh. Well, I just thought the memo was important. I didn't know it was upside down. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Ah, aha! When he wrote this note, he was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Order, order. Well, Chief? Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto? I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen? Yeah, me flipping the DS. I mean, I just wanted to. Just to see, because I couldn't figure... I'm bad at perspective sometimes, okay? See, so I couldn't have possibly done the murder. Now you know. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say? Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car? Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do any investigation. Something didn't happen at the police department too, did it? You got a good look in your eyes. There, righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. Chief, did something happen? And why haven't I heard? Why haven't you heard? Or why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? The detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess! On the same day that a detective was killed in this prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact! Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. It's Larry Butts! Again! No, who is it? Just arrested. That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Wright. I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case. Ooh, good one. The kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. One thing only? Let's see. We're getting close to probably a stopping point. So let's see. How was the victim? Where the victim was found? They were in the police department. We don't know where. How they were killed? I think we can guess if there's a murder weapon. Where the victim? When the victim died? We know that. That was. Why would you pick that? So how the victim was killed? So I guess where the victim was found, I think, is the only thing that wasn't spelled out. Unless they're just gonna say in the police station, lol. And then I look like an idiot. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second, I have heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case that was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? Happy we just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. But how, though? I'm confused. Both murders happened at 5:15 the same day? And then the knife teleported to the muffler? I think I'm lost. Somewhere I've lost the narrative. Because there were unless it happened to be February 21st, 5:15 2 years ago. Maybe that's what they're saying? I think hopefully I can get it straightened out in my head. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. I mean, it has to be from 2 years ago, right? Yeah. It's not the same exact date. But the guy said while this murder was happening, another one was happening, so it makes me think it was the same year. So I don't know. Now I'm just more confused. Why would the knife be there? Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. I'm not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Yeah, because the thing is, we know that the autopsy report says 4 p.m. Died somewhere, I guess, between like an hour and a half after 4 p.m. So it could have happened earlier, and probably did. And, I mean, I'm assuming the body was put in the car, and Edgeworth somehow didn't notice. I don't know. I'm still trying to work this out in my head. No matter how much brilliant planning I can do, there's going to be some kind of curveball I can't predict. So I just have to keep going. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Heh, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had written down the numbers on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You two make a good pair. It took my bed 2 days to find out what you two deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What, really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Did they swap bodies? Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID number, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is... I knew it. Freaking knew it. So they're both crimes are the same crime at different times at different crimes. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 8-2. I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. This tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Witness? What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department. The prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. This started with 82? I've forgotten. You even got the first number wrong. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? I mean, considering we've had 2 consecutive plot lines where the murder has happened in a location not originally where they found the body, I figured we were just going to keep that going. So, glad to see they have not lost their edge. Oh ho ho, sharp as attack, Righto. Sharp as attack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is the same person was killed at the same time and in a completely different location? Order, order, order. Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Oh, he's angry. Or did you hear me? Or didn't you hear me? The oversight? The grave error? Mr. Edgeworth. They're yours. What? How? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our officer Meekins who brought you the news. Oh no! I do remember this. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him. According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the... Oh, wrong Wright. Did anyone test the shitty chapter before they released it? On the top of the report. Gah! Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Yeah, righto. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence on the duty of your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. He got him. What? Yeah, I mean, not only were they fired, they were murdered at 5:15. So that was pretty horrible. The incident was covered up, locked up in the evidence room. Now, what was the second rule of evidence law, Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2, new evidence may only be submitted if it concerns the case on trial. And how is this relevant? Normally you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wright over here. Good job, Wright, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! It seems we have come to the end of this trial. You're becoming a thorn in my side, Worthy. There have been rumors. After all, you were in the defendant's chair just last year. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do, you'd better get results this time. Really. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. We will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will this be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. To be continued. Wow. I definitely want to get to the bottom of what happened and figure out what happened next. But we'll have to wait until Monday. Nope, no spoilers. We're done. We're done. I'll be back on Monday with more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And tomorrow, we are playing the TurboGrafx 16. We're gonna be playing Bloody Wolf, which is gonna be a fun top-down shooter. Although I hesitate to say top-down, but I've heard good things about it, and I hope it's good. And if it's not, I'm only playing it for a day, so no big deal. But that's gonna be tomorrow evening. And then that'll be taken off the list. Deltarune Chapter 2 will be on Tuesday. And then we will have Lunar whenever I get back from my trip on Wednesday to DC. So thank you all for stopping by. I will see everybody tomorrow, and have a good evening.